First of all, before we get into it, look at this tiny little pepper. Oh, stop. Doesn't it look like it's
I love it.
It looks like it's out of a Barbie.
Oh my gosh.
Barbie goes to the
It's a dollhouse pepper.
It's a dollhouse pepper.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. Oh my God, I love it.
Well, fun fact, that's the only size things that I grow in my garden.
Yeah.
I swear they can never make it to actual adult size. That is so cute.
I just get a kick out of it. Maybe next year your garden will grow.
Keep working on it. I need someone to come help fertilize my garden.
I could really use some fertilization of my garden as well. You know what I'm saying? Hello, lovers, and welcome to Pleasure Bound,
the podcast where we unapologetically explore what it means to access, reclaim, and prioritize pleasure, joy, and embodiment in bodies that don't necessarily fit the mainstream script.
We're here to talk about pleasure as power, not just in the bedroom, but in how we show up, advocate for ourselves, and expand what's possible in our lives.
Living in a body is complicated. Sometimes the world doesn't see us, our bodies change, our lives change, but our right to joy and desire do not. And we're done pretending otherwise. We deserve to be seen, heard, felt, and loved.
If you're curious about reconnecting with your own pleasure, rewriting the stories you've been handed, and finding empowerment right where you are, you're in the right place. Here we go. Yo, peoples. Welcome back. I think this is episode 4 now. Episode 4
I think so.
Of Pleasure Bound with Kate and Kelsey. And man, things are happening. I feel like we've been doing some interesting homework, which we're gonna fill you guys in on. And we've been reading something really fucking cool and just right. So we're gonna talk about that. We're getting kinkier, I should say. And we're talking about what we usually talk about, finding pleasure, and specifically divinity and pleasure in the seemingly mundane. So, hi, Kate. How are you, love?
Hi, love. I am so excited to be here. I feel like there's so much to talk about this week, with kink and shadow and light and love and, like you said, finding wonder in the little things.
Mm-hmm. It's real juicy. It's been getting real juicy over here. Okay, so tell me about your homework because I'm excited to hear your findings.
Well, listen, my homework took kind of a side turn.
Do tell.
Because again, my vibrator is still dead. So
this is very sad.
It is, but it isn't.
Okay.
Because it has launched me in another direction where I don't need the vibrator.
Mm-hmm.
And I am fully accessing things on dare I say galactic, a very cosmic, energetic, level. And girl, my legs are literally vibrating
right
just
now. They're
thinking about this.
Oh my God.
Yes,
that's tight.
I've been getting full body goosebumps and coming home. I'm coming home to this body that I had put to the wayside for so long. And she is woke, girl.
Whoa, you got fucking gold stars right now. You're such an inspiration, Kate.
Thank you. It's so glad to see you out.
This is inspiration porn right here.
It
but
is.
Not.
Listen,
this is the good shit.
I think my homework last week just really continued on the theme of curiosity. And kink because even that term carried a shadow and shame to me. And like the way that my door opened to kink, which I think we touched on last episode, was with a previous partner who was into BDSM, which to me was like a scary and like, ugh, I don't know if I'm into that. Like, I'm like delicate and soft and like, I don't want you to tie me up or like beat me with a paddle or like something like that. But then like I've also had these experiences with rope that are like artistic and sensual and like supportive. And so I've really been playing with the concept of power, of service, of receiving, and like soft, hard, dark light. And that to me has been really cool. Kelsey and I, you sent me the text on Sunday about reading such a fabulous book called Existential Kink by Carolyn Elliott. And it has been blowing my world open.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
But wait, so that has been influencing your homework, is what you're saying?
It's yeah. I mean, okay.
Because I want like,
let me try to come back down to
give
earth.
me like details, if you would be so kind, as to like what your process has actually looked like with this new framework. Like with not having the vibrator, with going into this like more cosmic space, with existential kink coming into play, if that's what's happening. And let me just add first, like just to give a little bit of context. So this book, Existential Kink, is by this amazing woman who's like super witchy and has a PhD and writes about like how we're actually, and help me out here if I'm fucking this up, but like we're actually, because we're not accessing our subconscious as much, generally as human beings, we're like, we're like not aware that we're kind of manifesting our own destiny in a way that isn't what it could be, because we're not aware of like what is like sort of our kink, like is sort of like it's hidden under the surface because it's shamed in some way in our culture, or it's like taboo or unacceptable. And so we're like perpetuating this thing that we think we don't want, but in our subconscious, we really do want it. And so it's like, how can we reveal this subconscious to kind of flip the script and get the things that we actually want in our material life and beyond? Does that?
Totally.
Okay. That was really hard for me to conjure up.
Well, it is hard to conjure up.
Yeah, it's like a big fucking, yeah.
Yeah, like she specifically says, so she calls it the great work. And she says, the witchy path of the great work involves learning to get off on and thus to tangibly, viscerally reintegrate the darkest, scariest dimensions of ourselves and our existence. It's a sexual, worldly, orgasmic, ecstatic path, which bears a good ideal in common to Hindu and Buddhist tantric traditions. But
so good.
Hold on, that bookmark didn't. It like said something else that what I saved. But our attachment to conventional, socially prescribed roles separates us from like the taboo turn-ons that might actually inspire our ideals and intentions. And so again, it's like bringing the subconscious to the conscious.
Will you say that one more time?
I was paraphrasing some words, so I might mess this up, but our attachment to conventional, socially prescribed roles separates us from the taboo turn-ons that like inspire our ideals and intentions. I'm paraphrasing her work there, but
Right. But it's like, what is on the other side of really like allowing ourselves to feel and reveal these parts of ourselves? Like, what's on the other side of that when we're like authentic with the shit that's uncomfortable and unacceptable in, in a culture?
or even just shamed.
Yes.
Like, okay, so you have a foot fetish. Like, okay, do your thing, footy.
Right.
I don't know what you call them, but like, I think that, sorry, I hope that wasn't offensive. I made that up. But I think that we all experience pleasure in different ways, right? And we should have equal access to feeling that. Like,
And it's like this whole
yeah,
reveal, like, are you really in some subconscious way finding pleasure in what you think is the negative force in your life, whatever that might be? Are you finding
right.
like procrastination, for example? Like you might think like this is like a, there was like the result of that or that whole process is like a terrible force in your life that you can't kick. But secretly, subconsciously, there is some fucking kink you're getting out of it. There is something, I mean, there's a lot of layers there, but like there's some sort of satisfaction you're getting out of these things you're manifesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so now that we have this like context for this book we're reading, which we're going to get back into, I'm so curious as to like, because you are truly inspiring me to approach my pleasure differently and my homework differently. Like, what did your process look like with this, like, these new like limitations and information, like not having the vibrator, reading the book, getting cosmic?
Okay, well, I first have to take a side tangent to say that I'm also coming back from a Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat, and I have been on this journey of becoming, or just disrobing this cosmic, energetic being that I am. I mean, we've talked about my breath induced orgasms, and like that didn't take anything. And for me, I'm learning that for me to get off, I need to feel safe. I need to feel seen, and I need to feel seen as a version that I love. And
That's
go
so
from
key.
there.
I need to feel
Yeah.
seen as a version that I love. Like it needs to feel sacred and loving. It needs to feel positive.
Even if it's not sacred. Okay, let me get real kinky here and tell you about a dream that I had recently. So I had a dream that I always dream that I'm still able-bodied, but I have like ramifications of the accident. So like maybe my hand dexterity is different, or maybe I still have to use a catheter, but I'm definitely walking and like physically capable. My wheelchair might be in the background. I still might have nurses. So there are like aspects of my disabled life like woven into this like physically capable woman. Okay, tangent one. So I'm on this bed in my old bedroom, and I'm doggy style with this powerhouse of a female presence behind me with a strap on. And I have this like face mask on. So like that brings in the kink element. And like she's going hard, which I'm like, yes, please, more. And at the same time, like I reached back to like look at her, and also just like there was no eye contact. I could not see who his face was, but like I just had this delicate graze on her arm. And so there was this like duality of soft and hard fuck, which I love. Like, please fuck me hard and then kiss me tenderly and like love me, look at me like you mean it. And right in that moment, through the door comes like my younger brother and like 3 of his friends who reminded me of like my dance company, which like that might sound awful. You never want your brother to walk in on you while you're having sex. But like I grew up in a dance community where there was like quick changes in front of like 30 to 60 people, and like our nude bodies were nothing, and like it was just a very normalized thing.
Right.
And like one of them came and like sat on the bed, and the other one plopped on a beanbag and like just started having casual conversation. And then I woke up and I was like, okay, first, what the fuck was that? And 2, like, I kind of loved that. So I shared this dream with a friend of mine that I met at one of those kink events. And he was like, dude, that actually makes like perfect sense. Like your subconscious is illustrating your yearning and longing for the normalization of pleasure in your life. And like, it's so fact. Like, I love that we can have these conversations. I love that I'm connecting with more people that feel free, or at least who want to hold space for this, you know?
Yes. There's this visibility happening now. And like we talked about in the beginning of this, like there is a clearing of the throat chakra that's happening, you know, and it's coming out in your dream when you're like, oh, I'm being seen and seeing more. I love that.
Yeah.
As weird as it might be, the way that it comes out in a dream, when you like dissect it and you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, this is what's happening for me.
Yeah. But I actually don't, I didn't find it weird at all. I mean, I found it weird a little bit, but like also that is my community that I feel safe with. Like my brother is such a safe space that like we grew up in the theater community, and like it's our bodies are art. It's never been a sexual thing.
And that's the thing, is like this over sexualization of our bodies in our culture is so problematic in so many ways. And I love that that came out in your dream, that like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not like, I can be so many things at once.
Yeah. I definitely grew up in between worlds in that way. So the younger brother that I'm speaking of is gay. And my older brother was like a typical jockhead who would yell at me for walking around the house in a sports bra. Like, put some fucking clothes on. And I'm like, okay, bro, you like see more of me on the beach. Like, get over it. But you're so right. Like finding these spaces or just feeling safe enough. And then I do want to touch on the element of like shadow of this, right? Because this was part of my homework where like the existential kink came in of like, she had a practice of like, what is something that you don't like? And try to dive into that. Like when you can find something that you don't like, and then when you strip away the layers and like actually consider. So I talked about taking away power. Like, I don't like that I lost abilities in my accident, or at least that's that like I feel as society has framed it, right? I am told that I'm limited. I'm told that I'm incapable. I'm told that I'm disabled or handicapped in some way, when really it's just been a shift in perspective of how I use the abilities that I have. But there's a lot of like guilt, shame, regret, and like remorse in those things. And hold on, I had a point to this that I'm like losing. Even in that dream, I'm still the able-bodied girl that like porn taught me like was necessary to have a sexy situation, you know? And within that power dynamic, I was always the girl on top. I wanted to be the one with your dick in my throat and like you losing your mind within my vessel. And I loved that ride. And now, like, I feel like there is such a block not being that. And I think one of the lessons from that dream was like, even though that was an able-bodied girl in doggy style, that's a position that I can still totally safely approach as a quad with supportive devices and like assistive props. And like, it doesn't have to be a man behind me. That was a woman with a strap on. And like,
and there's still power in that.
So much power.
Yeah.
And so much sensuality.
Right. I think it's often depicted as like being demeaning. Right. But it's like, there's a similar thing with giving head. I think a lot of the time it's framed as like this demeaning position for a woman to be in. And I've never felt that way.
Power.
Yeah. I find power in both of those situations. Which, I mean, I completely understand why that could be challenging for a lot of people, especially for women. Like, just all of the stigma around it and the way that porn has framed it, treated it. I mean, it's often really demeaned within the way that it's captured and framed on screen. But the truth of that is that there is, when you're able to access it and create it within whatever intimate space you're in and with that partner, there's so much power and pleasure in that. Even as the submissive one that's like receiving or in a like more vulnerable position, you're also like, there's so much power knowing that like my body is giving you so much pleasure right now. You're fucking welcome. Let's go.
I love it.
I love it too. Like, I had a friend that was really uncomfortable with giving head, and we have many, because it felt demeaning to her. Largely because of the way she'd seen it and the way like boys had talked about it when we were young, you know, like, she sucked my fucking dick and did it, you know, like in that terrible way. It's like, fuck that. Let's redefine this for ourselves and do it the way we want to.
I mean, I think that there are many women in this world who have had forced sexual circumstances and situations like that obviously are not theirs to claim or to find enjoyment in. And I don't want to like paint that as any light issue because it's huge. I think that it is definitely so much work to get to the other side of that. And I hope that the world is changing in the way that a woman's body should be her choice always. And but I think that for
it's
any
complicated,
sexual situation,
it's very complex and there's lots of layers.
Yeah.
But you still haven't answered my question, Miss Tangent. But I do think the context is good with the tangents. So I'm just still curious, like, what did your process look like this time? What were you doing to like access this new cosmic pleasurable space?
My process was pretty similar. I told the group last time that I was going to get loud.
Nice.
And I find that I'm getting loud in other ways. I've cried a lot over the last couple weeks, and I think that that's like a big deal for me. I am always like the strong one, and I didn't cry during orgasm, but I'm releasing like a lot of just shame. So I I was laying in bed trying to do my homework. And I just can't shut my brain off these days.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably would have like failed with homework, but I'm breaking through old patterns in which is the most important to me above an orgasm at the moment. Yeah. So to be quite honest, teacher, I did not complete my homework as I intended to do.
Right, but you did the homework. You did homework, and you did like really vulnerable, like it was revealing for you, and like taught you things you didn't expect. So I'm into it.
Thank you. Yeah, what's been so interesting to me on this whole journey is how shocked and surprised I am at what comes up when I go in to that space, you know? Like, I've always been a girl to like fly by the seat of my pants, and I'm spontaneous and like I do what I want when I want. And quad life does not always allow that. And mom life does not always allow that. But I've been kid free for the last 3 days, and yeah, when I create that sacred container with intention to be with myself, I'm just allowing whatever needs to come up to come up. And right now, that's been
Tears.
Self-exploration of my shadow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The release you really need. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Like ugly cries, which... Are you a loud orgasmer?
Am I a loud orgasmer? Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I feel like my voice is actually now turning me on and bringing me to that space more easily.
I love that.
You know?
Yes.
Like if I introduce my pleasure release coming out through my voice and through my throat sooner, along with my breath, I get more and more turned on.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. And like sound in general, like hearing someone else's pleasure for sure.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm loud in the right circumstances, and I'm loud like obviously if I'm like, okay, we got to keep it down, you know?
Yeah.
Then that can be done. Not my favorite, not ideal, but it can be hot to be like, you know, like hands over mouths, like contain the, you know, like it's a secret.
Yeah.
And that's fucking hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been like a really interesting finding, to let myself express my voice in that way without any fear or shame of like who's gonna hear.
Yeah.
And not being scared of hearing my own pleasure just by myself, like not feeling any shame within my loudness of my pleasure when I'm alone.
I love that.
There's something so powerful about that. That's like working through shame.
Yeah. Totally. And I love that like you can be your own sexy cheerleader.
Yes.
Like, yes.
Yep. Like actually turning yourself on is fucking cool.
And speaking of, how are you turning yourself on?
Ooh la la.
How was your homework?
My homework, okay. Well, there's a new element now.
Yes, do tell.
Oh, God. Okay, so I met a dude, a man.
I love this for you.
I do too. We'll see what happens. But he's bringing things alive in me, and that's really fun. And so just that added element of fantasy that is so connected with a person and a connection and a chemistry is just like a next level of eroticism. Because now it's not just like a fantasy of like some ambiguous person, creature, whatever. It's this clear, it's this real person who I'm like very attracted to and interested in and like building something with. I don't fucking know, but it's been pretty magical. And yeah, I like him. And I want,
I love that.
I know. And I want to get to know him more. So that's what's happening. So it's been like I remember, I don't know, it was months ago. I was living in Hawaii and I had a love interest or just like a flame. And it was super sexy. And I remember like I was flicking the bean so much more often during that time. And like just building these fucking killer fantasies, And like that's what's happening now is just like because he lives far away. And so I hear his voice and like sometimes FaceTime, but like most of our connection is like just hearing his voice. And so from that and from this like building connection we have, I'm like, I end up like waking up in the middle of the night and like going into that space, like with breath work and whatever. And so that has been expansive and fun, being able to attach the fantasy to a real fucking person that I'm super into. Oh, I love that. Yeah. And I was gonna stick this time more to expansive breath and hands-free attempt at an orgasm, which did not happen, but it's coming for me. I know it. But I did bust out the vibrator and combine fantasy, breath, and my wonderful little wand. And that was really fun. And I felt so good afterward. But
I love that.
Yeah, it was great. And I remember in the moment just like kind of soaking in the aftermath of the O, which like I love that part of it. Like just like letting like this whole chemical change in my body just kind of like just like steeping in it for a minute. Yes. And just like being really slow and feeling my heart and my breath and everything that's happening, like all the energy that's changed, like just really sitting with that is really wonderful.
And there's so much magic to happen with that.
Yeah.
Like real biological changes of serotonin levels, dopamine.
Right.
Like just all the juicy good hormones that you want elevated in your body.
Right. Like my pain went away in that moment, my mood changed. Like there's like these like, cellular, like you said, chemical changes that happen where like orgasm is literally good for you. And so to like allow ourselves the time to like really steep in that and like allow it to like go through its finishing cycle. I mean, they call it a little death, a micro death. I can't remember if like it's not called that for nothing. Like
I've never heard that, but I like it.
I think that's the translation of it, or that's one of the names of it in French is called the micro death. So like the angel of small death is like a Hosier song about orgasm. I'm pretty sure that's what it's about.
Oh
it's
my God, stop.
Because it is a little death. It's like this, like, it's an explosion. It's this like coming together of all of these things and this like release of that and the settling of it and the like, it's almost like this like dew landing on grass and you just like let it, do its magic. And so I've been like letting myself relish in that a little more. Because that aftercare, like then I'll start to like introduce like some like really tender self-touch like on my like collarbones or like on my neck and just like really like almost giving myself the like cuddly aftercare that you would have with a partner. And it's so lovely.
Okay, let's talk about that though, because I feel like I never had aftercare prior to my accident. And that like wasn't a thing until like my past couple previous partners. And that is so sexy to me. Like the care and love and sex doesn't stop after the orgasm or like even if there isn't an orgasm, right? Like it's continuous care. It's aftercare. And that's like a real thing in the kink world.
I feel like it's like really, it's really allowing the whole process. Like you're getting the most out of the whole process. Like skipping that part. Obviously sometimes you don't have the time, space, whatever to go there. But when you do, it's just that much better. And skipping that part almost feels like kind of a disservice. Like you're just missing out on the come down. Yeah. You're missing out on the beauty of the come down. And all the like goodies that come from that. Because it's this like it's this really raw, open, exposed, vulnerable space where you're just like, what did we just do? Damn. Like
that was magic. Yeah.
Like let's just like let's simmer here for a minute and like let each other just kind of like soak this fully in for a minute. It's like an honoring,
Definitely an honoring.
So like why not give ourselves that in the self-pleasure space?
Yeah. If you've got the time, definitely like stay in it. I would love like we would just lay naked for like felt like a really fucking long time.
Fuck yeah.
And just laugh and continue to like talk and dream and all of the things like gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean like think about
loves that part.
As like it makes me think about like the first like when you first start hooking up with someone, you're just in bed all the time. And you're like doing all of that, the before care, the after care, the all up in the middle, crazy orgasmic shit,
Just breaking for water.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God, this makes me think of a question I had for you. So when you have an orgasm now, does it feel like as satisfying and like, do you feel it in your pussy? Like, when you have a full body orgasm, where do you feel it? Does it feel as good? Does it feel better? I'm so curious about that.
Okay, this is like such a layered question to answer. And I feel like nobody gets it when I try to put it into words. But I will do my best.
Okay.
So self-pleasure techniques. I use a mirror. I have a mirror in front of me because I'm all about the senses. Like I need to visually see what I'm doing. I want to see how my body is responding. I also I've loved to like play. I have a rose and like I'll like see where like this sucking on different aspects of my body, like how I react to that, right? Like, am I spasming? Am I contracting? Am I opening? And it's all an exploration. To answer your question, I do feel it in my pussy, but it's a whole body. It is spine. It is electric through my chest. Like, it's everywhere. Like, I feel like, so I often feel tension in my pelvis because I sit for like 16 to 18 hours a day, right? And so my legs are like tighter, and that finally lets go. And that is like the goo of like the butterfly, the caterpillar before it becomes a butterfly. It's just melts, and like there, like you said, like there's no pain. It feels like internal goosebumps, and like
I love that.
radiating through my body. I will, like, it is a total mind game with the mirror. Like, if I don't have like a big cum, like, I'm disappointed. And so,
Like if you don't
like,
squirt, you mean? Like if you don't visually have?
no, like
Okay.
literally, if there's like not drip or discharge, I'm like, what the fuck was that half-ass orgasm? But like,
That's fucking hilarious.
and that's a real thing though.
You're so cute.
So I have
That's
many
a real
versions
thing.
of orgasms. It is, girl. I've talked to so many dudes that like, because they can't ejaculate, like they don't feel like they can come. And I'm like, that's such bullshit.
But this is like
you-
it reminds me of that book, Come As You Are, that Emily Nagoski book. Like we inevitably bring in our judgments, you know, like these expectations
Yeah.
of like, oh, if this doesn't happen, then it wasn't good. If orgasm didn't happen, then
I
it wasn't good.
know.
If the and like I totally get where you're coming from. I'm not shaming that at all. Like I get it. I
Yeah.
fucking get it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, isn't it? That like
Totally.
you have this like, okay, well, this is my top tier. This is what's gonna happen if this shit's like banging. And if it didn't happen, well then, meh, meh, meh.
I know. And that is the practice, right?
Mhm.
Like I've had so many times of like maybe like my orgasm or my cum or my position or like whatever that might be, like getting in the way. It changes every time.
Mhm.
But yeah.
So it
much to
feels
work
like
through.
as satisfying of a release as it did before. When
Well,
you're
don't hate me, dear.
okay,
But my orgasms
better.
post-accident
You're gonna say it's better.
have beat every. Yeah, it's better.
You're a
It's way
cunt.
better.
It's cool. I'm gonna get there. That's why we're here. That's why you're here right now. I'm catching up to you.
It is.
That's what's happening right
But
now.
it's so different.
Really just a competition for me. Must come as hard, if not harder than Kate. Fuck that bitch.
Yes, babe. Fuck me.
That's awesome.
so good.
Yes. With a strap on from behind. Yes. You like it like that.
Because that's what friends are for.
Hey.
God, seriously. No, there was a time that I was just like, okay, I have all of these dildos. Will someone please just come fucking put one in me? And
I
like,
love you
I didn't
so much
care.
right now. I have all these fucking dildos. And I just need some assistance.
Please.
Someone. Just put out an ad. Because that's not.
So, seeking candidates.
Yeah. You'd be like overwhelmed with fucking fan mail. You'd just be like, oh dear God, now I need to.
Because I'm like picky. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's not, yeah, obviously you're not going to do that because that would be a terrible idea. But
But there was a time that, I ended up with a very gross one night stand because desperate calls.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
I'd rather regret that I
oh.
didn't fuck someone when I had the opportunity than when I did, because I didn't, even though I didn't really want to. That's the worst.
Yeah. See, I'm the girl that like has to fuck around and find out the hard way.
Yeah, I mean,
And so I'm like, yeah, well, never do that again.
I mean, I can literally think of one person where I'm like, oh, damn, wish I would have fucked him.
It's oh, wow, yeah.
So that's not bad. I love that you don't have those, because that is why I love you, because you are my cute little slutty friend who does what she wants.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sluts unite.
Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
We are here excavating the slut. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
We're bringing her back from the dead.
Calling her back. But like, she is my sacred slut who like only deserves what like the highest and greatest and safest.
She is self-proclaimed and therefore queen status.
Yes. Thank you.
Without the shame and fucking patriarchal bullshit, because all y'all are just hating the player instead of hating the game.
Yeah.
And both are just like, get out of here with that bullshit.
I will be the queen who might want to fuck the whole village, but like I'm nice about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna fuck your man. You know?
I don't. Yeah, unless you want to share. Like,
unless he's
yours.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless he's fair game. Unless he's shareable.
Yeah. I'm all like, I swear I will never. I don't think I'm ever meant to be in a monogamous relationship again. And
good on you, sister.
I don't think I was ever meant for one to begin with.
I feel like that's why we were such assholes when we were younger, because like now everyone's like gets to be non-monogamous. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't like a popular thing when we were younger. We were just in our 20s being jerks, fucking everybody and hurting people's feelings because we weren't allowed to be like, oh, I'm non-monogamous. You know? I'm like, you guys have it so good in that regard that you can just be like, oh, I'm in my 20s and I want to fuck everyone and it's normalized. And there's like, here's a way to do that ethically. Not that everybody does it ethically. You know, like everything takes work. We're trying. But that's just funny to me. I'm like, would I have been less of like a cheating little jerk face if like I had that option? Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm curious. Like I'm always reaching for the forbidden fruit. And I don't know when that will stop.
Oh, well, that's part of your kink, baby. I feel like we need to like, because that's so real, the forbidden fruit, you know? And like creating that for ourselves in our lives, in like revealing the shadow in that way. We're going to learn how to do that with this book. How to create the forbidden fruit, the essence of the idea of the forbidden fruit in our conscious lives. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just leaving it in the subconscious and letting it fuck with us. We need to have this woman on this podcast at some point. Let's just put that out there. That Carolyn,
that would be an honor.
I know it. Maybe after we finish this book, we could just start reaching out to her now. Let's talk about microdosing.
Okay. I did yesterday.
I did today. I'm doing like 2 days on, 1 day off is my current dosage, my current prescription for myself.
Okay. I love that. I do 1 day on, 2 days off.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
We're a little flip-floppy.
Yeah. I feel like I need it more right now because, or I should say it's helping me more right now. Because of this journey through grief that I am on.
Yeah, I swear, microdosing, we're talking about psilocybin to clarify. But it is actually what got me off of the antidepressants after 17 years of antidepressant use because I was a very depressed and anxious person. And the mushrooms came in and saved me. So I could very much see that there's like a natural serotonin boost with them.
Wow.
So I'm glad that you are finding a tool in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like finding that and I've been doing this for a while, for a couple years. But especially lately, I'm finding that it is helping me access spirit. It's helping me access my brother. It's helping me access the magic within me and the magic around me and the like spark of the light of the creator within me. It's like making me aware in the times of like deep grief where you feel so like exposed and open and raw, you know? It's like I'm actually finding the divinity in that.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, wow,
So much.
this is making me feel, this grief is actually bringing me closer to God, universe, divine, spirit, whatever you want to call it. And so like this microdosing, you know, obviously isn't like I'm still functioning, I'm working, I'm, you know, doing life as usual. It's not like, you know, you're getting fucked up for those of you who haven't done it before. But at the same time, I'm seeing and feeling on a more open, expansive level that feels really, that just makes me feel closer to the divine, makes me feel my own divinity. It's really refreshing and awesome.
I'm so happy. I bookmarked a page in this book where she's going into like 7 axioms of existential kink. And she says shame is the magic killer. And I feel like there is so much shame in our society about whether we're working enough or working too much, or like however we're doing life, there's something to be shamed about, and grief and carrying grief. And I feel like with mushrooms, it drops the ego and it allows you to see yourself as the soulful little child you were born into this world as. Innocent, sweet, magical. And we are all the same. We are of the same flesh, of the same blood, of various experiences that synchronistically mirror each other more often than not. Like, I think plant medicine is such a tool to really tapping into the oneness of it all.
Amen. Yeah, it's been really helpful. And I just feel really like fortunate that I'm able to access that, you know.
So can I ask you, I think that mushrooms are the greatest tool of, well, a very great tool of life. However, I find that my senses are so heightened on them that I find exploring my sensuality and sexuality almost overwhelming at time. Like, sex on mushrooms has brought me into more of an AD situation where I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to explode.
That's a good
Have you played with that? Yeah.
Yes, but I don't really like, because I'm microdosing, and so I'm not, my spasms when I first started and like had to figure out my proper dosage were more noticeable than they are now.
Okay.
And so like there's a part of me that wants to like take it up a teeny little notch and see, but I would have to maybe have that. Let's go there. Homework for the next week. Microdosing and maybe even a little above micro with self-pleasure is something that I've been interested in just to see what's on the other side of that.
Okay.
Because like brain plasticity comes into play when mushrooms are involved. I mean, there's scientific research, lots of it within that realm. Like in terms of function, sensation, after spinal cord injury, specifically. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing like, okay, what happens if I engage in self-pleasure while on mushrooms?
I'm very curious of your findings.
Because I've been doing it thus far, but it hasn't been like anything I'm just microdosing, so it hasn't been something I've really noticed. And I'm usually microdosing. Here's the other factor that you're making me think of is that I'm microdosing in the morning or around like 11 or 12. And I'm usually not engaging in self-pleasure until the evening. So it's probably like really out or on its way out, damn near on its way out at that point. You know what I'm saying? So maybe take it, and then at peak, like out 2 hours later, play. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I also want to add in another element to that. So I kind of want to give you 2 homework assignments.
I'm here for it.
Like if you're microdosing on the regular, so like do it in the evening, microdose at its peak, play, and then like just bring awareness to your sleep. Like, has it changed because you're taking the microdose closer to your time of sleep, but you're also hopefully having an orgasm before bed. So, and then maybe microdose without play and see how that affects that also. Sleep.
When do you normally microdose? At night?
I have zero consistency in anything that I do in life. So I do it when I feel called.
Okay.
And I sometimes, it also depends on my schedule. My medicine woman like just rebranded, and I feel like her new products are a little heavier dosed than what they were. So I tend, and I'm very sensitive. So I go on like the babyest side of the microdose. So like I tend to stay at like 0.175 grams. And that's like a very comfortable dose for me.
Mm-hmm.
When I do a full journey, I'm anywhere between like 2.5 grams to my most heroic dose was 5 grams, which I would like only recommend like to be in a safe setting where you feel supported and have all of the things. And but
were
this
your
is
spasms
truly
crazy? Like the last time I did that, I was like, whoa, I don't know if I can do that again. That's a little scary.
Yeah. Oh, they're crazy. I think in the 5 milligram or 5 grams dose, I was spasming like just
like vibrating,
like my legs, straight up human vibrator.
Yep.
For probably like 3 hours at peak, and I was like in a tank top with fans on me and like with the door open, and there was a chill to the air. So like your body is definitely going through many chemical changes. I'm going through energetic changes. I was traveling between dimensions.
Did your blood pressure drop? Mine did.
So I do have a nurse with me. Mine will elevate, and I will become tachycardic, which is like rapid heart rate. But there's a knowing like within me, even within that 5 gram dose, like I was very consciously here with my nurse through, I mean, I was able to communicate that like I was okay. And I am. Everything in this world is energy to me. And
well, it is.
As long as you go into this with the right mindset, right intentions, and right environment, then like I believe that you are held within that space.
You will likely
But
be okay. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's not to
But
say
gosh,
that like we're not professionals, and we don't
we
claim
are
to
not
be.
giving
Yeah.
advice or soliciting anything here. We are like not doctors. This is just our life experience and we're sharing our stories. Please consult professionals if you have a desire to dive into this.
Because it is scary. And when there's that element of not having control of your body, lack of function or sensation, it's that much fucking scarier. Like, we're just going to keep it real on that level, you know? So, yeah. And if you do decide to do that, do it right. Do your research. Make sure you're safe. Have the right person with you, people with you. Maybe baby steps, you know? You don't need to go fucking hero dose right away.
Oh gosh.
What's interesting to me is that the like larger, I can't remember what the grammage is, but like it's really in those like higher level doses and in the microdosing stages where you experience the most like change, like long lasting change. The kind of in between space they found isn't really like creating the like change of neural pathways or change of habits or the brain plasticity that you experience on those other bookends. Isn't that fascinating?
I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's benefit to all of it.
I don't know. I guess this is just what I've heard. So,
yeah.
I can't remember who told me that. They read it from some article about microdosing. So, it's a very vague source.
I would love to have my girl on here. I think that she would be such a benefit. I
would love that too. Maybe we do that.
Okay. I'll talk to her. I think you actually gave me that as homework last week and I didn't.
You did.
I mean, a version of that. I just fuck homework, okay?
It's okay. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
We can be the naughty.
I've never been into it.
We can be the naughty kids. I mean, we were once before. No, you're good.
Yeah.
All in good time, my darling. All in good time.
But I do actually have some exciting homework that I want to give to myself this weekend.
That's perfect. I was just going to ask you.
Okay, look at us. So, we know the dilemma about my toys, and we've talked about an episode about toys. So, I would love to go shopping this weekend and buy myself a few new goodies.
Yeah.
Use those goodies, come back with feedback, and then I would like to air what they look like if you are so down for that episode.
Yep.
Okay,
love
cool.
that. Okay, so you're getting some new toys. We're going to talk about them. Just do a little show and tell next week. You're going to let us know how it went with X, Y, and Z. And love that. Okay. And what am I doing? I am...
You're microdosing.
I am going to microdose and play. Okay. This is interesting though, because I'm like so digging microdosing during the day. So that my whole...
Well, then do that.
Yeah. That I'm like, I don't know what it would feel like to microdose at night. I feel like my bod would be like so active. But maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I would sleep really well and have amazing dreams. All right.
I feel like everybody's different. I have some friends that drink the tea and they're just like, oh, I'm going to go take a nap. And
sometimes I
that's
get
what your
really
body
tired.
needs.
That's what's revealed to me. Exactly. Is what my body needs.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll end up crying. Sometimes I have like this, joyful, less painful day. Sometimes I'm so tired. I'm like, okay, this is my body. And I like ask the medicine and I ask spirit when I take it to reveal to me like what I most need from that dose.
Absolutely.
In that moment. It's just a quick, like, I eat it and I'm like, please give me the messages I most need today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like a simple little spell, so to speak, like a simple little prayer. So I'm going to stay open, but I'm definitely going to microdose and play. Afternoon
Okay.
self-pleasure, baby. Well, afternoon delight.
Hey. Yes.
My favorite.
Oh, I love it.
With the sun coming in through the windows. It's the best.
Yes.
So good. I love you.
I love you, and I love this.
I love this too.
And yeah.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for being here. This has been a fun episode. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Kate, you want to add anything else before we go out?
I just want to say this is getting so much better, and the best is yet to come. So keep on coming.
Yes, keep on coming. Thank you so much for joining us here on Pleasure Bound. We hope something in this episode felt like medicine, even if it burned a little going down. So take what you need and leave the rest.
And remember, your body is not a problem to solve. It's a universe to explore. And we want postcards from your galaxy. So follow, comment, and/or share, because your voice matters here. If you desire to go deeper, subscribe and join the movement, because there's so much more to gain within this community.
And if today cracked something open for you, good. Let it pour. And if nobody told you today, your body is worthy of pleasure and peace, power and joy, exactly as it is.
Until next time, stay soft, stay wild, stay curious, stay yours. And we will see you next time for more Pleasure Bound.